Hi, third graders. Happy spring break. I hope you guys find some time to do something fun and relaxing. I know it's kind of a weird spring break, but try to make the best of it. So we are on chapter 10. If you are reading along, it starts on page 87. All right. At the jog in the wall where he'd seen the deer, Peter stopped. There was blood already. He stumbled and ripped open the tender web of skin at the base of his thumb on the jagged splinter and buckets of sweat. His arms trembled from the strain of lifting his weight for only these few minutes, his palms already raw on the rubber grips, and the throbbing of his right foot menaced like thunder. But none of that was what was wrong. It wasn't even the prospect of returning to his grandfather's grim house. He was going in the wrong direction. He wheeled around, he stabbed the ground and swung over it, stabbed and swung until he planted himself in the doorway of Vola's barn again. He drew himself up tall. No. Vola's head snapped up. She shot him a warning scowl, but on her face Peter read a flash of something else. Fear. I'm not going back, he said more firmly. Whether you help me or not, I'm going to get my fox. Help you? Peter moved to the bench and hoisted himself up. Teach me what you said about moving with my arms, about getting strong. You learned how to get around on one leg. Teach me. You were a medic. Set my bone, please. I'll do whatever you tell me to. He picked up the cider and drank it down to show his trust. Then I'll leave, but even if you won't help me, I'm going to get him. Vola put her hands on her hips and lowered her head to eye him. A tamed fox, set loose in the wild. You know he might be dead, don't you? I know, and it would be my fault. If he's dead, I need to bring him home and bury him. Either way, I'm going to go back and find my fox and bring him home. Vola studied Peter as if she were seeing him for the first time. So, which is it? Are you going back for your home or for your pet? They're the same thing, Peter said, the answer sudden and sure, although a surprise to him. And you're going to do this no matter who tries to stop you? Because it's the right thing for you at your core. Vola made a fist and thumped her chest. Your core, is that true? Peter waited before answering because this woman, maybe crazy, maybe not, had asked it as if the fate of the world depended on it. But the answer was the same as it would have been if he blurted it out. The answer would have been the same if he'd waited a lifetime to think it over. He thumped his own chest and felt the muscle of his heart leap. Yes. In fact, there's nothing else I know at my core. The woman nodded. Well, you're 12. That's old enough to know your own self, I expect. I'm not about to go messing with that, so all right. You'll help me? I'll help you. Vola extended her hand to shake on 3 conditions. All right, chapter 11. My brother was born in my mother's second litter. They came early in this season. Last year, spring came late. Snow fell and did not melt. The earth stayed frozen beneath it. I lived nearby. I helped hunt. All day long, our parents and I searched for food because the kits were always hungry. But there was never enough. 2 of his litter mates died on the same day. The farm, our mother urged. At the humans' farm, there were always fat mice in the warm barn. At the humans' farm, there were eggs in the chicken coop. Ooh, our father would not risk it. When her 3rd kit grew too weak to stand, our mother defied him. Runt raised his head and gave Bristle a pleading look. Bristle ignored it. She led the strongest of her new kits, my sister, and me to the humans' farm. Runt edged closer and pressed her nose into Pax's shoulder. Instantly, the vixen lashed at his cheek, although Pax noted she did not use her claws. Runt dropped to the ground. The ground around the barn was cleared of snow by many footprints, animal as well as human. The air was rich with the smell of rodents. Our mother headed for a gap in the wooden boards near the base, with us a few tail lengths behind. Just before she reached it, steel jaws sprang out of the earth with such speed that the air snapped. Our mother screamed. The clamp held her front leg. The more she thrashed, the deeper the metal cut. She began biting at her leg to free it. Every time we tried to come near, she ordered us away. Our father appeared. He had followed our tracks. He chased my sister and me back into the bush and ordered us to stay there. Then he set to helping our mother. The scene she conveyed was the two foxes, bonded by both an old love and a new fear. The fear so terrible that their eyes rolled back into their sockets, so vivid that Pax could smell its sharp scent. Runt began to whimper, a piteous sound that made Pax want to comfort him, but Bristle warned him to keep away. A human came then with a stick. Both our parents screamed at us to run home. We stayed, we saw. The human raised the stick, and in front of our eyes our mother and our father burst into blood and fur, and shattered bones spattered over the snow. Runt whined and backed away towards the den again, and again Bristle stopped him. My sister and I could not leave our parents' bodies. Darkness fell, and the next day came, and still we hid in a pile of wood beside the barn. Finally we set out, but that night it began to snow. The snow blotted out all the sound and scent. Lost, we crawled under a sweep of pine boughs, and I curled myself around my sister, who was so much smaller. In the morning she died. When the snow stopped, I saw that we had sheltered beneath the great pine at the top of our ridge. We had been within sight of home. The image she shared then, her sister's frozen corpse at the base of the mighty pine, seemed to exhaust her. Why do we have no family, brother? Runt turned to Pax. Because of the humans, we have no family. Bristle turned her golden eyes on Pax, inviting a challenge. If he could have, he would have made her know every kindness of every day with his boy. But the hatred she had for humans was deep and fair. Instead, he offered his cheek in sympathy. Bristle turned away and ordered her brother into the den. Oh man, those were kind of sad chapters. So we'll be back next time at chapter 12. Thanks for listening in, guys. Have a good day.